Hello, my grade 3. Today we are going to make this lovely donut cushion with the technique of whip stitch. Let's take a look at the materials we are going to use today. A metal needle with some thread pre-tied onto it and some extra thread and some felts in different colors and size and a shape. And we are going to also need some fluffy cottons to make it plush. So the first thing we're going to do is to take a needle and a thread and these two pieces of light brown color felt. It's already nicely cut into a shape of donuts. We are going to double them and using a technique of whip stitch, we are going to sew them together to make it into one piece. Holding the two layers of the felt in your one hand, we are going to run our needle from the bottom and pull the string all the way upward. That's how we do a whip stitch. From the bottom, we run our needle and pull the string all the way upward. And our goal is to make a consistent pattern of whip stitch as we go. One thing that I found helpful to create a consistent stitch is to use a marker and draw little dots to plan where exactly my needle needs to go. And now you just poke your needle on the very dots that you just drew. In that way, you don't need to worry about having inconsistent pattern of the whip stitch. Everything is going to be even and neat. And do not worry about having those marker dots on your felt because eventually we are going to flip this whole thing inside out, so you won't see those dots anymore later. Time to time, you check back the status of your stitches. We don't want to lose any fluffy cottons later if it's too loose or if there's a big gap between the stitches. Now I've got a little problem that my string is getting too short to continue stitching. So I'm gonna wiggle my needle under the very last stitch that I made and into the loop it created. Pull the string and there we have a little knot to finish the sewing for now. Now you cut the needle off the old thread and we are going to continue sewing with the extra thread you provided from the school. It could have been nice if it were the same color thread that I've been using, right? But I just got a random color from the school. Before your needle was already threaded, but now it's your turn to make your own needle. Just wiggle the thread into the eye of the needle. And now we are ready to do a sewing again. Make sure there is a knot tied at the back of your thread. And we are going to go again whip stitching. From the bottom it goes all the way upward. Now I've come sewing all the way around my donuts and I'm going to finish the sewing just like earlier. We push the needle under the last stitch and into the loop and pull. You can keep the extra thread on your needle because we are going to use it very soon. Now it's a fun part where we flip the donut inside out. So using the extra thread still on my needle, I'm going to stitch the half of the center of my donut, just a half. The reason why we are stitching only the half of the center and keeping the other half open is because we want to put our stuffing into it later. Exciting!